About to go green. Okay. These are the last 65 laps of that one.
And that's what it was referring to, Bob, was, hey, it might not be so fun on Tuesday.
You missed David Reagan, like, have the car jump by the gear like 4 times and spin around and then finally just retire.
Retire permanently. Steve died.
They got Edwards, Biffle in the top 10, Kenseth, McMurray, and David Reagan has had his trouble with the shifter back in 40th spot.
Oh wait, there was a caution on commercial? Why do you guys keep missing this?
Caution number 7 on the night. We welcome you back to the Sharpie 500 Bristol Motor Speedway. Just 58 laps to go. It has been a fairly clean race, but it could get hot and heavy here in the last 50 laps, Rusty. Everyone anticipating we may see some action and maybe a little bumper tag here.
Well, right now the tensions are sky high. These guys are not in the mood to play nice right now.
I'm not in the mood.
All over the throttle, and you know, I was talking earlier about I don't think these cautions are over. Here we go.
So we're not gonna be told how the caution on commercial started? Okay, fuck NASCAR on ESPN. I'm so glad ESPN doesn't broadcast NASCAR anymore.
I tell you, Carl Edwards, he looks like he was shot out of a cannon right there. He had to get ahead of those lap cars to get a clean run, and he did that. The Casey Kane followed him right through, and he's got a good run going too.
Yeah, that's the first
I think Casey's kind of a little faster.
Last 2 or 3. Didn't let Carl get too far.
Now that there's no lap traffic in front of it, we'll see. Who are they already coming up to lap? What?
Top of your screen, the ticker shows the cars in green. The numbers are in the chase right now. The ones in yellow are on the bubble. You can watch how your driver move in, maybe
it's
move in
almond
or out,
ringer.
or how close they can possibly get here.
Carl's running some of the fastest laps of the night here. Late in the race, he's running 1660s, which is about a second faster than these guys can run on old tires deep in a run.
We talked earlier about how Tony Stewart had not been a factor. They've been working on the car. Greg Zipadelli and company getting the car to finally turn in the middle of the corner, and he is trying to turn around the outside of the 22 car of Dave Blaney, being shown in 7th position. Mike?
And Doc, I had a conversation with Greg Zipadelli this morning, and he described this weekend as, quote, stressful. The reason being they came here with their setup from the spring, and it just did not respond.
Zippy doesn't crew chief anymore. Well, he does now. He's replacing Rodney Childers because he's got a 1-race suspension.
They couldn't get him comfortable with it.
Last year was Zippy's last year of crew chief.
It seems like it's
now he has an executive position at SHI.
One thing I've noticed about Tony Stewart, if it's got 4 tires on it, he'll figure out a way to get it around the racetrack.
We talked about how hard the tire is, but I've been watching the lap times, and these tires have just not fell off whatsoever. They've been real durable. They've been consistent. And the drivers that put 4 tires on it picks them up for about 10 laps, like we talked earlier in our broadcast. That's about it on speed. Then they level out. But
I'm
Jerry,
NASCAR driver
JJ.
I got a phone call from JJ Yaley one time.
Speed.
Yeah.
Very close.
He said, "Hi, I'm NASCAR driver JJ Yaley," and then I forget what he said after that.
43 getting together. 43 of Bobby Labonte in 8th spot. The 29 of Harvick.
And you're like, you suck ass.
Yeah.
And you hung up immediately.
Kevin Harvick's racing that 10 car to stay on that.
Trouble in turn 1.
Oh, there they go. That's 3 wide. Wait. Whoa, my God, guys, what happened?
Ricky Rudd.
Get it fired up. Come back around if you can.
Oh, Ricky Rudd.
See, Ricky's car's torn up.
So that we can limp around here.
That 48 car got some pretty good damage in that too. Jimmy Johnson.
See if you can drive it there.
How many different team names were on that?
There's the Jimmy Johnson car. He was involved. He was behind the accident when the cars went up into the wall.
He looks like he just got ran over.
The front and the side.
Show us the replay, ESPN. Oh my God.
These cars are tough. It's like these new cars are really durable.
And that rear wing on the back of Ricky Rudd's car, that's not on too good. Let's take a look at this replay.
Okay. Well, he was already sideways.
Just going at the corner. We saw that in the Busch race yesterday. A lot of problems with that happening.
Jimmy just murdered him, and then Kenseth came in there from behind.
A hard hit with Jimmy Johnson, but the car doesn't look that tore up in the back of it. These things are
Ricky Rudd not holding the brakes.
Oh, it got some help. Ricky Rudd got some help from the 1 car. It looks like.
Yeah, that different angle showed that. That's good. Let's watch Jimmy. He got hit in the back from Matt Kenseth.
It's on the left.
All right, from Jeff Burton's onboard camera, let's look ahead.
Six slow on the ball. Stand in front of you. He's up high. Easy. Easy. Come on. Great job, boss. Great job.
Different angle.
Yeah, Martin Truex got in the back of Ricky Rudd pretty hard early in the corner.
But what happened to Jeff Gordon back there? Wait a minute, what?
Gets damaged, 17
Hold
in the
on.
corner.
Jeff Gordon comes flying through there with the back end ripped off it.
Back of Ricky Rudd pretty hard early.
There he goes.
Like he just punted him in there.
Juan Pablo Montoya gets damaged. 17 car, Matt Kenseth. Ricky Rudd, a lot of them. A lot of damage in this accident right here.
Here's the impact. Jimmy Johnson.
I hate NASCAR on ESPN, dude.
There's Montoya coming down. Gilliland
Why?
involved.
That's such
Somehow
horrible
Jeff Gordon
coverage.
able to snake his way through.
Not getting any good angles or anything.
Caution for the 8-time.
I'm so disgusted that I picked this race to watch. Yep, there's Gordon's bumper.
Career start. And a piece off of the 24 car. Now laying on the racetrack for Jeff Gordon.
He lost the whole back end of the car here. Looks like it got knocked loose in this with his contact.
But did Truex not, or Michael walked it off for him? Bro, what?
Michael helped cleaning some
What?
off the back of the 24 car. Back with a green in a moment.
That's literally what Michael Waltrip's racing career had come to at that point. He got so bored, he was just like trying to knock the bumper cover off of the 24.
At Bristol, presented by Pennzoil. Aerial coverage courtesy of our good friends at Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR, helping NASCAR drivers get to the finish line for the past 25 years. Now, one of the classic moves here at Bristol, notably in the late laps, is called the bump and run.
I think the bump and run.
I don't care, just go green.
You want yourself, you bump and wreck somebody. It's just how.
On the 8th and get some of the final 40 for the win. We'll find out in just a moment. We come back to Bristol. 40 laps for the win. Heavy contact. Will we see bump and run in the final 40?
There he goes. He was sideways when he went through there. Here we go.
They come down to the green flag.
Please wait. I think Edwards has just kind of got the walk-off win.
Edwards by 8 car lengths over Casey Kane, in front of Clint Boyer by another 4 car lengths. One of the drivers everyone thought would be a factor tonight is a guy who won in here last August, Matt Kenseth. And hold on one second here. Debris on the racetrack off of one of the cars as they slow him down for caution. Let's check in with Jamie, who's caught up with Matt Kenseth.
And Matt Kenseth won this
My
race
baby
the
Matt
last 2
Kenseth.
years in a
There he
row,
is.
finished in the top
I
10
love
9
him.
out of 10 times here. Matt, the good news is you're locked into the chase now, but the bad news, you're done for the night. What happened?
There was a wreck in front of me. I saw it. I just couldn't get slowed down. I was on a brake as hard as I could, and I just couldn't get it to stop. But we had a terrible weekend this weekend. We really didn't finish either race, and we ran really terrible. We just couldn't get our dual fusion to turn. So obviously Carl's is turning good, so we gotta go back and look at that and get our stuff better because I can't.
What are they sweeping back there? What's he sweeping?
Uncharacteristic early exit for Matt Kenseth, guys.
He's sweeping nothing.
Yeah, 8 top 10 finishes
Big pile of dirt,
few
looks
years,
like.
including 2 wins in that 17 car, but he calls it a night here with just 40 laps to go. Back with the restart at Bristol in just a moment.
So what was the debris? Are they not going to tell us what the debris was? Oh my god, ESPN.
Yeah, welcome back. Now it's becoming a little bit more like the Bristol that we know under our 9th caution with just 32 laps to go. Immediately after the race, Sports Center, John Anderson, John Buchagras standing by. We'll have the winner interview with the race winner here, and coast-to-coast NFL action from the preseason Little League World Series wrapping up this
Phoenix
weekend.
Raceway announces sellout for Cup Series title race.
Just
I doubt
32
it.
laps to go. What are we thinking?
I'll tell you what, dig into that couch, sports fans. It's getting
A
ready.
mammoth journey will ends with Dad, we did it in teary eyes, and fuck Joe Biden.
It's going to be difficult to get around, but it's going to be fast and furious.
Yeah, the lap car is starting on the inside, sucks dick.
Can Carl Edwards hold on the final 32 laps? We've seen things get wild and crazy. Rusty, you were part of the wildness and craziness over the years. You've benefited. You've also been the victim of the bump and run.
Oh, I've got the bump and run twice going into turn 3 with the checkered flag waving, and it's cost me the wins. And I finished second in both of those races because of that. But right now, the tension, like I said earlier, is really getting high.
Obama.
To go.
Obama.
And Casey Kane is trying to run down the 99 of Carl Edwards, and in both restarts, he's had great.
If Carl
restarts.
wins, we get to see him do a
Carl's just
backflip.
a little better.
Yeah, Carl's car just gets going.
Carl does a backflip every time he wins.
2 laps on a restart and just pulls out away from the 9 car Casey Kane. He just can't seem to get up on that bumper.
I miss Carl.
Carl's been having a lot of confidence on his restarts. So much we heard him earlier talking
He got so fed up with the championship format, he just retired in his prime with a top-tier ride.
Concrete. It's really, him and his team have really figured out what they need on these concrete racetracks.
One thing that can really mix this deal up, though, is if they catch the tail end of this field and start getting back into that lap traffic like we saw earlier, and that can kind of get all these guys seized up, and no telling what you'll see then.
Carl Edwards looking back at Casey Kane. Edwards broke that 52 race winless streak at Michigan back in June. Now Casey Kane there in the 9 car has a 28 race winless streak, and he hasn't won since October of last year at Lowe's Motor Speedway. But the 99 Dave is the guy to beat right now.
And Doc, just to add on this discussion, Crew Chief Bob Osborne, one of the things he told me today when I was checking in with him about this race was that there isn't a standout car this weekend, and you guys.
I think my favorite Carl Edwards moment is when his spotter is like when his crew chief's trying to like tell him to miss a wreck and stuff, and they're talking strategy, and Carl literally comes over the radio and interrupts him, and he goes, "Why didn't Noah fish on the arc?" And like he interrupts Bob while he's talking, and Bob's like, I don't even want to think about that right now. And Carl's just calm as ever. He goes, "He only had 2 worms, Bob."
Casey Kane. But then if they catch
He made the funny
it's going to mix it up.
before the funny man was a thing.
Real good battle.
Hey, there's funny man.
8th position, Bobby Labonte.
That's not funny man.
And Kyle Busch. Here's a good side-by-side battle.
Now here's one guy that really didn't want the caution flags because, gee, he gets the momentum, he gets past in some cars, and this is Tony Stewart I'm talking about. And now he's trying to overhaul Ryan Newman. Tony wants his thing to run out for a little bit so he can start getting his car running faster and start catching these guys.
There's funny man.
We got action everywhere right now. The 5 car of Kyle Busch under the 43 of Bobby Labonte.
Oh, they touched.
Banging and coming down the front straightaway.
Yeah, it's 8th and 9th on the left of your screen. On the right of your screen, the battle of 12 and 20. That's for 6th position.
Looks like this high line is definitely the preferred groove. And these guys on the bottom are getting frustrated, though. You see Tony Stewart now trying to get clear, and he can't get clear of that 12.
More on Kyle Busch. Alan?
Funny man.
It's really quite a rally for this 5-team, Doc. They pitted just before that caution flag waved a little bit earlier at lap 369 and got trapped at the tail end of the lead lap. That meant they were just in front of the leaders. They stayed on the racetrack, stayed in front of the leaders, got another caution, came around, rejoined the end of the field, stayed out again twice more to get their track position back in the top 10. This could lock Kyle Busch's place in the chase, perhaps tonight.
Hi, Ryan.
Great run for
Ryan's
2 nights
dead.
in a row by the 5 car of Kyle Busch. How about
Just a little.
29 car back on the lead lap? He was a lucky dog, now being shown in 18th position.
I wonder if
and
Kyle's
moving
going
in
to
on
kill
his
Bobby
buddy,
Labonte.
Pablo Montoya.
Kevin can't do anything stupid right here, though, because he's sitting right there as they run. He's sitting in 12th spot in the points.
You know, the thing I think that's so amazing, why the fellas that always have problems together find themselves running side by side? This is a big racetrack. I mean, you would think one of them would be at the other end of the track, but they're side by side. Juan Pablo Montoya and Harvick, 2 guys we talked about for the last couple of weeks who just don't like each other.
Can cooler heads prevail here in the final 17 laps at Bristol, which is very atypical for what happens here in the final laps of Bristol. Whoops. Almost some contact there.
Yeah, I think he might kill him.
Stick my finger
The greenhouses of Walmart.
and that left rear quarter panel might get ripped off.
Green,
That
green,
thing's
green.
awful close right now. Kevin Harvick's just been toying with him. He's kind of like, I got him in my gun sights. If I want him, I'm going to get him, but I'm going to stay patient right now.
That's 17th, 18th, 19th is Jeff Gordon. He wiggles a little bit on the lead lap.
And Andy, you got to believe with the rear
Is that
bumper
Tony
missing
Raines in
on the
20?
24 car, that's probably not going to hurt him a lot, but the back of that right rear quarter panel's bent in, and that creates downforce. He's probably
15
loose
to
now.
go.
It's probably not going to hurt him too much, though, being as we're on a short track like this. Doesn't seem like the aerodynamics will really kill you at a place like this.
31 car trying to make a move. Jeff Burton, who was a lucky dog 2 cautions ago. Now he's up in 14th position and racing Robbie Gordon for 13th spot.
Robbie Gordon, the driver on. No, Tony Raines was not for position.
We talked about how impressive Juan Pablo Montoya was in qualifying, starting on the outside front row, and how well he has run on a
What a shitty fucking
short track like Bristol, doing a heck of a job. A veteran
What?
short track racer.
This
like
view?
Kevin Harvick.
He's done a great job throughout the
Yeah, I
night.
hate
You know, Chip
NASCAR on the
Ganassi and
ESPN.
Felix Sabates brought this fella over to run their stock.
So much unused
He's
space.
exceeded everybody's expectations.
He's doing a great job here, and he doesn't have as much to lose as Kevin Harvick. So if I was
The next
Kevin,
race will be the
I'd just playing
2016
cool around
Geico
him right
500. I think you'll like that one eventually because there were only 3 cars that finished that race that didn't have damage. No, that didn't have damage of some sort.
There were only 3 cars that finished that race.
Basically.
Everyone else did.
Laps
Who
to
hit the
go
wall?
at Bristol Motor Speedway. Carl Edwards is the leader by 1.4 seconds over the Dodge of Casey Kane. Clint Boyer is third, Kurt Busch back and fourth, and Tony Stewart now all the way in the top 5.
Boy, Carl Edwards has just really checked out on Casey Kane. And early in the race, Casey just led more laps. He's probably led all year long here tonight. Had a strong car.
Yeah, who got the wall? Did Harvick finally kill him?
Plus the 42 exit here in the wall, just a
Oh no, he's
little
just an
bit,
idiot.
barely scraped it. Nothing, not enough to hurt the car.
I don't even think it slowed him down.
I don't think it did either. He's got some right front damage from that last caution, that wreck he had. The one with Jimmy Johnson was valve. But look at Tony Stewart.
It's a great battle for 4th. 7 laps to go. Tony's going to try to get all we can get right here.
Boy, Tony's car has really
Dude, it's
come
on
to
rails.
life here in the
Holy
final
shit.
75 laps after really struggling back at about 20th spot the first 150 laps.
I know Tony doesn't win it because he only won Bristol once, and that was in 2001.
So Kurt was a little loose getting off the corner.
So that's
off
what
of
I do
turn
know.
4 on that last run just then.
Here's Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now remember, he's trying to get in the chase, and he needs to get by as many people as he can and try to get as many spots, particularly this guy here, the 2 car.
It looks like that Kurt Busch is struggling just a little bit right here late, but he's not gonna push it too much. Well, it's just like when I say that, they make contact.
Nice quiet
Both
good
of these
run for
guys
Clint
have a lot to
Boyer.
lose here.
For Clitoris Boyer.
Back up front, Carl Edwards trying to pick up his 2nd win in 2007. The 99 car. There's traffic ahead now in the final laps. We saw
Casey
last
might
night
get
that
there. I
Jeff
don't know if
Burton
he's
early
gonna
on,
get
even
by.
with the best car.
Casey
He takes it out
Kane.
when things happen
Casey
here on the
Kane.
racetrack. Edwards trying to work slower traffic.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You know,
way to
when the
go.
Busch
There's
race,
there's no
Jeff
way.
Burton went to the top side of Eric McClure, remember, and the right front tire blew out, so anything can happen. Carl's working this thing really easy. We've got 3 laps to go. He can see the checkered flag here shortly if he keeps his fenders clean. He's running up on traffic right now, though.
3.5, just be easy, nice and smooth. Coming to the white flag, buddy. Coming to the white. He's still 15 car lengths back.
He's got it.
Hudson, the spotter for Carl
He's
Edwards,
got
up on
it.
the roof, just walking him through these last couple of laps.
Carl Edwards could lock himself into the chase for the Nextel Cup if he hangs on and wins it tonight. It would be his 2nd win.
Nice, baby!
And Carl Edwards will come down and take the
Big crash.
flag
Whoa.
on turn 4 as a winner in Bristol,
What happened in
Tennessee.
front of him?
The 7 car spins around. Robbie Gordon is here on the final lap. There's contact. Casey Kane will finish 2nd. Great run.
Stop looking at nothing! What is the camera?
All the
Oh
way
my
up to 4th
god.
position, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. rounds out the top 5. And there's Robbie Gordon, the car that had the contact on the final lap. Let's show you what happened to Robbie here just a moment ago.
Who killed him? Harvick.
29 car, Kevin Harvick gave him just a little bit of help, and again,
Well,
Robbie
he
holds
lost a
on
ton
to
of
it.
spots.
He has got incredible car control, guys, and he did a good job saving that thing again. But what about Carl Edwards, our in-race?
Alright, he's about to do a backflip, baby.
A dominating performance throughout the
Here we
night.
go.
Great run.
Cousin Carl.
Yeah.
There we go.
He's won about all the concrete races right now. And
He shakes his hand. He shakes his hand. He shakes his other hand.
Don't zoom out!
He backflips.
There he
He lands
goes.
it. Oh, they didn't fucking have a close-up because they're retarded.
I hate NASCAR at ESPN.
Bob Carl said the first time you guys raced here, he was worried about this COT. How did you get it figured out and bring it home to victory here tonight?
Well, I gotta thank our engineering department and engineering. They put a lot of effort into this racetrack. Coming up with
First car of
There's the backflip. There it is. You know he used to be a substitute teacher before he was a NASCAR driver?
Our NASCAR Nextel Cup Series action at Bristol jumps off the car
There
for
he
the
is.
second time tonight. The first. Let's go down today. And Carl jumps off the car for the second time tonight. The first time was
There's
a
my
traditional
baby.
backflip. Well landed again, my friend, but looked like tonight you just had him covered.
Man, this is the biggest win of my career. I cannot thank Bob Osborne enough and all my guys. My pit crew did awesome. And thank my fans for sticking behind us. That means a lot. Office Depot for sure. Everybody helped me. Dwight Laxton, Howard Hall, Mike Mittler, and all the folks who helped me coming up to win here at Bristol. I think it's everybody's dream. I'm going to be in Columbia tomorrow for Sam Russell. My good buddy was injured. We're going to have a bicycle ride at State Farm Insurance. So come out. I don't know if this is going to sink in, man. This is the night race at Bristol's 500 laps, and we won it.
Not only did you do that, Carl, you locked yourself into the chase for the Nextel Cup in 2007.
Unbelievable.
In 2008, he just said fuck it and won 9 races. Did not win the championship.
Fucking loser.
Because the championship format keeps screwing him every time. Then he finally just retired like 5 years early because of it with a top tier ride.
I watch this a lot. I think
Joe Gibbs is like, so you're going to come back, right? He's like, no, I'm done. Why? You're like, no one knows. They never told him.
To win this race is cool.
My penis enlarged. I'm going into pornography.
Nice.